Banfield, a noted motivational speaker, professional coach, and author of so many books. Before him and his co-author, Mark Hansen, decided to write a book called Chicken Soup for the Soul. They went from one publisher to the next, and kept getting the same type of comments. Nobody wants to read 100 inspirational stories, and they kept going anyway. After going to 100 publishers, their agent said, well, you're not making me any money. I'm not going to take you anymore as your agent. So they continued. After over 130 publishers that they visited, there was finally a small publisher which published the book. Luckily, they never gave up. You know, now there are over 250 Chicken Soup for the Soul books and over 5 million copies sold worldwide. If they would have gave up, their dream would never have been realized. Now, we have all heard these inspirational stories before about how somebody couldn't do something and then did it even afterwards. You know, we know that about athletes. We know that about politicians. We know that about famous people. The list goes on of people that we hear did not have success, but yet stuck to it to the point that their dream was finally realized. Us as Christians, hopefully, our dream is to be with Jesus Christ forever in heaven. That should be one of our main goals in this life. If it isn't, you might want to reevaluate your goals. In the gospel today, we hear about how people are finally trying to follow Jesus Christ because of the words of John the Baptist. At the words of John the Baptist, tax collectors and prostitutes were coming to the faith, that they wanted to do better. They wanted to follow Jesus Christ. Unlike the church leaders of the time, who decided that they did not want to follow Jesus Christ. And thus, they're not choosing the life of Jesus Christ nor eternal life with Jesus Christ. People started trying. In our lives, we probably fall every so often, and some might fall more than others, but yet we should never give up. We should never stop trying to follow Jesus Christ. You know, this little quote is associated with many saints of the church, so I'm not sure actually who said it. But the saying is, a saint is a sinner who keeps trying. A saint is a sinner who keeps trying. When they fall, they get back up. When they commit sin, they go to confession. When their prayer life suffers, they get back on track. That we keep on trying. You know, no matter where we are right now. You know, in this gospel that we hear today, we think that this is an original story by Jesus, but it's not really an original story. That in this gospel today, when they would tell the story at the time about the first son saying no and then going, and the second son saying yes and then not going, the question at the end of the story for many rabbis of the time was, who respected their father? And the actual answer to that, believe it or not, is the son that said yes and didn't go. But that's not what Jesus asked. Jesus asked, who did the will of their father? The one that at one moment said no, but then got back up and went out and worked in the vineyard. No matter where we are in our spiritual life, we can all grow closer to Jesus Christ. In what ways have you gave up trying and have to get back up once again and try?